I've been Claritin Clear for 7 days. At the first sign of my allergies, my doctor recommended taking 1 Claritin every day of my allergy season for continuous relief.
16 days.
26 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Meeting the USA Knights can feel like a trip back in time. These modern-day warriors sport some very old-fashioned gear to fight international enemies. But to join Team USA, first you've got to fight for a spot, and the competition is fierce. Tonight we're storming the battlefield with a soldier who's the first of her kind. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
On this battlefield in Spain, the weapons are real. Men are knights. And instead of cheering from the ramparts, women are competing for the very first time. It's the axe-wielding, bone-crushing sport of full-armored medieval combat. And the USA Knights, America's team, are fighting for gold at the World Championships.
We few who kneel in the dust have traveled far for this very singular test. May we be great, or may we be nothing.
Use your strengths and your weaknesses. Individual tactics. What do I do? How do I do? How am I going to knock somebody to the ground?
Nightline was granted unprecedented access to the team, following them for 5 months as they prepared to take on the world.
Once you step outside the borders of this country, you are the United States team.
Leading this army, team captain Andre Sino. His military background infects the team with the courtly values of a bygone era.
You are the national team of the United States of America, and that's something to be proud of.
There are over 70 aspirants. Amy Graham is one of 6 women trying out.
This is your Olympics.
Yes.
And it almost makes you emotional.
Yeah.
A little bit, huh?
I cry at every patriotic song. I'm just like, it just gets to me.
But don't mistake her pride for weakness. Amy wears real armor and carries a steel weapons designed to kill.
And these are 2 of the most preferred weapons when you're out there to do some damage.
What happens, this edge will bury itself through your flesh and stop at your bone. You hear this little doom noise as the steel stops in your skeleton.
You guys ever think about someone could get seriously hurt when you're out there?
Of course. We do everything we can. All the edges on these weapons have to be at least 2 millimeters wide. The tips have to be rounded off so that there's no sharp edges that can puncture.
The steel armor can cost up to $10,000 and weigh 80 pounds, but anything can happen in the heat of battle.
I've seen individuals with their helmet caved in along with their head. I've seen fingers cut off. I've seen guys take their helmet off and there's no teeth left, their heads gashed open.
At the last tournament, Amy suffered a bruised hip and a scary concussion fighting Lisa, her most experienced rival. But before their rematch, the women are fighting together in an exhausting group battle called a melee. It's a best-of-3 lung-burning rounds, where the winner is the team with the last person standing.
It's a big ball of adrenaline and bloodlust, something that most women don't ever get a chance to experience. It's like chocolate, sex, candy, everything all rolled up into one.
Nice work.
For Amy, this is just the latest challenge on her own personal odyssey. This is what she looked like 7 years ago.
I was over 450 pounds. I stopped weighing myself because I couldn't find a scale heavy enough for me.
Where are you now? How'd you get there?
I had a gastric bypass 7 years ago. I can only eat like 2 ounces at a time, which is actually very hard for this sport. I run out of fuel much quicker than any man here.
But the sport has helped you continue to lose weight.
Yes. When they announced that women were possibly going to be able to fight, I started training 2 hours a night.
And so what has this done for your weight loss?
I've dropped about 40 pounds just by doing this.
The best gauntlets in the world.
Damien DeGrazia is another unlikely combatant. A Columbia and Harvard grad, Damien survived a broken back in Army training.
I was a mess for like a year. It was like on pain pills and walking with a cane. It seemed like my life was just never going to get back together again.
After lengthy rehab, you'd think he'd be more cautious, but like his teammates, he's inexplicably drawn to the camaraderie and the carnage.
I have to do this.
We've got guys from all walks of life. We've got lawyers, there's a couple of doctors, college students, guys that work at gas stations. This is truly a United States team.
Nearly 800 spectators crowd the Illinois State Fairground Cattle Yard to cheer on Damien and the others, broken up into melee teams as they battle for their spots on the national team.
First Swords and Stones underway.
Damien's team, the First Swords, marches through the competition and makes it to the final.
Now it's us against Striking Eagles,
where they face off against a team stacked with the best fighters.
Now it's time for the finals, and our friend Damien, his team has made it. They got the red outfits with the white swords. They're about to head out to the battlefield. This match is on!
The First Swords lose round one, and in the second, Damien gets cornered.
some good hits in there. The hit to the chest was like, wham! I was like, yeah! And then to the back, boom! Wow! If I wasn't wearing armor, all my bones are broken. I would have been cut in half. My flesh might have held me together, but bones would have been no more.
His gritty display wins him a spot on the team. Then, Amy faces off against Lisa.
Lisa Galley is a super technical fighter.
The same opponent who gave her a concussion. And she struggles to hold off the more experienced fighter.
Lisa Galley is your winner!
Battered but not broken, Amy is gracious in defeat. And before crowning the winner, a huge surprise from Andre.
Yeah, you got a ton of heart. And I'm going to tell you this, you didn't win this tournament, but I'm making you the captain of the female melee team for Spain. So you will be leading the melee team in Spain for the females. Congratulations.
It was an absolute and total shock. I have never been so proud of anything in my life.
May we live these next few days like men and women of knightly spirit.
Emotions is still raw a month later as proud Knights take the battlefield in Spain. Amy, Damien, and the USA Knights turn away challenge after challenge, cheered on by a crowd of 10,000 and many more watching on Spanish TV.
This journey teaches very well that there are some who are stronger than us.
And one by one, they capture the trophies.
Braver than us. More skilled than us.
They've all battled through so much to get.
But none will be more worthy than us.
For Nightline, I'm Alex Perez in Springfield, Illinois.